going for him.
Hey everybody. How do you like the cold? Breaking news. Yes, it's true. I'm a Muslim who went to a Mormon school, so I came straight out of the Gaza Strip. I'm from Gaza. I could use a hug, by the way. Maybe later. So I don't know how I managed to live in the two places that no one wants to live in. Like Gaza, I don't know any Palestinians who want to live in Gaza, and I know very few Americans who want to live in Utah. But I managed to do that somehow, and I'm glad I did. So I think like my Mormon friends are really nice. They always they introduce me in a funny way. They always tell their friends, "Hey Johnny, meet my friend Hani. Hani is not a member of our church, but he's a good man." Ouch. That really hurts, you know. I mean, so, you know, I can't take it, so I had to just make my own introduction. So I would go tell my Arab friends, "Hey Ahmed, meet my friend Ben. Ben is an infidel, but I think you will keep him alive tonight." Do you like that? By the way, this is the finest crowd of infidels I've seen in such a long time. Give it up to yourself. Should I say non-believers? You know, it's hard, like dating is hard in DC, and obviously, do we have any married people here? Any married people? Yeah, not the best looking guy in the room, huh? But probably the best dressed one, so that's, well, you know, I obviously there are not too many of my kind in Utah, so there's way too many options, not too few options for me, so I would go, you know, I had to launch my campaign, Flirt to Convert, because I can't date people outside of my, you know, faith. I choose not to. But, so I would go to these nice, gorgeous blonde women in BYU, you know, Brigham Young out in Provo, and say like, "Wow, your eyes are so beautiful, they should pray to Mecca, baby." That doesn't work well, I'm still single, so. But sometimes I would tell them things like, "Wow, Jacqueline, Ben might take you on a date, but I'll take you on a Hajj." That worked for a minute, but note to self, didn't use that again. Thanks. Obviously, after 9/11, you know, things are harder. We have to control our language as person of my kind, and everyone else. You know, it's not everyone struggle with the security lines and things like that. But I noticed, like, after all these terrorist attacks, I can't say certain things. For example, like when I want to brag about my work to my classmates, I can no longer say, "Wow, you guys would love my presentation. My work will blow you away." Peacefully. Or, you know, if my boss was giving me a hard time, you know, I just want to call it a quit and I'd say like, "Boss, I just hate my job. I think I'm going to kill myself." But just myself. Obviously, an Arab going down doesn't mean that they're going by themselves, so that... you know, I don't fly these days. I like to take the Greyhound bus. Anyone takes the Greyhound bus? No? Just me? Me and my cousins, I guess. So we take the Greyhound bus. Didn't you take your hygiene products with you? You know, you take your toothpaste and things, and they don't bother you too much. Except people in the Greyhound don't seem to know what hygiene is. That's truly, they don't see what hygiene is. But, you know, we have different opinions on the matter. But they could be right. So when I fly, a few times when I fly, you know, they always write this code, SSS, in my ticket. Anyone seen it? No? Just me and my friends there. Yeah, so it's like when we have the SS code, I don't know what it meant. I took that like as a compliment, Sweet 60 style, something like that. But I think I was mistaken. I think I asked around, told me it's strapped suicidal Sunni. Or a sacrificial sneaky Shia. So I don't know, make your pick. Obviously, you know, anyone in the crowd here named Jack? No Jack? Good, you know, because one of the challenges now, you know, imagine me walking into the airport and running into my friend Jack, and I'm excited, you know, loud. I see Jack over there, I want to greet him. "Hi Jack, hi Jack, hi Jack," you know. It actually happened to my friend, and he regretted it, because he had to go with the FBI. By the way, speaking of the FBI, it's nice to be under the spotlight and not being asked too many questions. Okay. Yeah, my friend, he's actually a Mormon from Utah, and his name is Jihad. He is Mormon, and his name is Jihad. And actually, he was thinking to change his religion, and for a moment, he considered the Catholic faith. And I told him that's such a bad idea because it's going to be Jihad for the Virgin, only one Virgin this time. Thank you very much.
Hanistan! All right, we only got 3 comics left, so I hope you guys are thinking of your